Well, let's get some reactions on this as we're joined on phone by the Executive Director for the Institute of Education Studies, Dr. Peter Anti, for a discussion on this. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for your time here on Newsbeat. First of all, what was your reaction to this, and do you even think that it is necessary for a law like this to be passed?
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. In talking about necessity, you have to first and foremost know the content of that particular bill. So I would be jumping the gun to say that it is not necessary for something like this to be done. In fact, if the idea is to make it compulsory for every government or tie every government to the implementation of something that is called a free SHS, then I think that we have something already being in our laws. If you look at the Pre-Tertiary Education Act 2020, I think it's Act 1049. That was just passed in about 4 years ago. Section 3 states clearly that secondary education in its different forms, including TVET, shall be free and accessible to all eligible candidates. So we have this already in we have this already as a law in our book statute books, and if the motive is to make this binding, then I think that, of course, this is already enshrined or has been enacted. So we would want to wait and see the contents of the bill that is supposed to be presented by the Minister of Education. My checks from the Parliamentary Select Committee on Education since suggest that they have not cited any such thing as at now. So we would wait and see the content of it, and then we can make appropriate comment as to whether it is indeed necessary or not. But for us, we are thinking that looking at the time left for the government, there are very thinking challenges facing the education sector and even facing the PSHs. And the interest and focus of anybody at this time should be to fix those challenges so that we won't benefit from the policy as being implemented.
As it has been mentioned that there already, some of these things in our laws already, that every Ghanaian is entitled to progressive free education. Some have raised concerns that this is just...
Let me cut you. It's not progressive. The progressive is in the 1992 Constitution. In 2020, we enacted another one, which is specifically on free SHS. Okay. That is what I was reading to you. It is in the Pre-Tertiary Education Act 2020, Act 1049. And it states clearly that secondary education in its different form, including TVET, shall means mandatory, the lawyers will tell you, shall be free and accessible to all eligible candidates. So this supersedes what we have in the 1992 Constitution. And that is why it's of interest to me what really this bill would be containing, because we have made this mandatory for every government to implement a secondary education which is free for all eligible candidates.
Okay, what do you make of some of the reactions that this is just a mere political strategy for the NPP?
For me, once again, I wouldn't want to jump the gun. Let's look at the content. Let them publish the bill. Let it get to Parliament. Let's get the stakeholders involved, and let's look at the content. The content will determine whether truly it is for political gimmicks or it is really intended to achieve a certain defect in the system that we want to correct.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Peter Anti, for speaking to us. They're getting some reactions from. We're still going to stay on this, and let's get to the ranking member on the Education Committee in Parliament as we get to get more reactions on this. Peter Nochu Koto is a ranking member of the Education Committee in Parliament, and let's speak to him on phone. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for your time here. Well, let me ask in the first place, has this come to the committee's notice, and what's the committee's stance on this proposed free SHS bill? Okay, so we're working the lines to speak to the Honourable there as we get more reactions on this particular free SHS bill that is set to be mentioned by the Education Minister. We'll get back to that later, but let's still stay on education as three teacher unions, the Senior Staff Association of the University of Ghana, Federation of Senior Staff Association of Ghana, and Teachers and Educational Workers Union of the Trades Union Congress have served notice of a strike action on June 21. The unions said they are unhappy with the exclusion of their members from the recent review of the vehicle maintenance allowance and other related allowances. We'll get to that, but we have Peter Nochuko to back on the line. Hello, good afternoon, sir. Thank you for your time. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, and how are you?
Great, very well, sir. Thank you for your time here. Well, I'm asking that what is the committee's stance on this proposed free SHS bill, and even if it has come to your doorstep?
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, I want to clarify an issue that minority is against the bill.
Okay.
The bill is yet to be laid. It's only an announcement made by the majority leader on it. We are yet to see the content. So our position is that let the bill come, we'll look at the content and make the appropriate comments. But in the meantime, we are only calling for a solution to the numerous challenges that are facing the introduction or the implementation of the policy. So for now, there's no bill before us, and the contents are not known to us.
Okay. As we await that bill coming before the committee, generally, what are some of your thoughts on the free SHS policy or program as we have now, and what this bill could, cover in that sense if it comes to your notice?
I don't think anybody in this country is against the implementation of the free senior high school. You know, the NDC government started in 2015 on the progressive approach as indicated in the constitution. This government came and then said they will not go the progressive way. They will implement it. And the challenges that came along with it, I think we are all witnesses to it. So we are only calling for the solution to such problems so that we can move forward. So we'll wait for the bill. When it comes, then we'll make our input into it.
That this bill, as it is being proposed, it's already been covered in the pre-tertiary law that was passed a few years ago. So there is no need for this bill as being mentioned, even if we await the content. In the first place, what do you make of that, sir?
Oh, yeah. I know in the 2020 at 1049, Section 3, it is captured over there, which makes it legal already. Unless any government council wants to cancel it, which is not possible anyway, because no government is going to cancel the free SHS. So what we're saying is that we don't know what new they want to bring about. So we'll wait when the content is known to us. When it is late, then we'll make the appropriate contributions that will make the bill proper.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for your time here this afternoon. Peter Nochuko is a ranking member of the Education Committee.